westbound
Hey
past
guys,
Milton.
what's up?
You've
It's
got
me,
a
Vance,
crash.
and
It's
today
on
I'm
the
doing
start of the
commentary
right
on
shoulder,
the
but
Sean
there's an
Hannity
ambulance there,
Show.
so
For the
move
past
over a
few days,
lane
I've
if
been
you
doing it for
can.
the Dana
Road's
Last
gonna
Show,
be
but
slow
today I'm going to
for
be
a
doing
wait
it for
off
the
and on
Sean
OBT to the
Hannity Show.
Turnpike from the beach
So
line
let's
past
see
Center
what our
Porter
good old
Parkway.
friend Sean
We'll drive
Hannity has
past
to
the
say.
429.
Come on, Shawnee, old boy,
Crashing
where are
Forest
you,
City
bud?
and Kennedy Boulevard. Honesty,
I
integrity,
hate
and
these
100%
commercials. They're a real
satisfaction.
pain in my
Protec
rear
Air Conditioning
end.
and Plumbing Services. Online at protecac.com. They have a service
If you talk like a
technician near
southerner,
you.
you might
With
be a
traffic
redneck.
alerts every
Or
6
you might
minutes
be
in the
an
morning,
imposter.
we're helping you get to work on time.
I'll let you know what I
I'm
am in
Jackie
just a few
O'Brien, News
minutes.
96.5 WDBO.
Maybe not.
Now, Sean
There we
Hannity on
go.
News
Sean
96.5
Hannity, let's
WDBO.
go.
Republicans want to protect Medicare for our great seniors who have earned it and paid for it. And I will always fight for and always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. You have to do it.
I believe that.
Some people think that's not a Republican thing to do. I don't care. And I'll tell you what, all of the Republicans are coming into that position now, all of them. And we'll do it the right way, too. Pre-existing conditions are safe. Okay, just remember that.
I
Said
believe
this
you.
once or twice, but it bears repeating. And you can keep your plan if you are satisfied with it. If you like the plan you have, you can keep it. If
You're
you
a
like
liar.
your plan,
The
and you
first
like your
African
doctor,
American
you
to
won't
be
have to do a
president of the
thing.
United
You keep your
States,
plan.
and he
If you
was
like
one
your
of the
health care
biggest
plan,
pieces of crap that we've
you'll be
ever
able to keep your
had.
health care plan. If
Liar.
you've got health insurance, you can keep it. If you like your health care plan, you will keep your plan. If you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. If you have
How much of his own lies does he actually believe?
then you will be able to keep that insurance. If you like your doctor or healthcare
The
plan,
one thing that I don't
you
like
can
about
keep it.
Sean Hannity
If you like your
is
healthcare
he
plan,
plays
you can
these
keep your healthcare
long
plan. If
recordings
you like
before he
your
starts
healthcare plan,
talking.
you
Dana
can
Lash
keep
only
your
plays
healthcare
about
plan.
maybe
If
30
you like
seconds
your private health insurance plan,
of
you can keep
recordings
your
while
plan.
Sean
If you like
Hannity
your
does it
healthcare
for
plan,
like
you can keep
full
your
minute.
healthcare plan. If you like your private health
But
insurance
otherwise,
plan, you
I
can
like
keep
Sean
it.
Hannity.
If you want to keep the health insurance you got, you can keep it. If you like the insurance plan you have now, you can keep it. If you like your insurance plan, you will keep it. So if you like your plan, you can keep
Barack
your plan.
Obama, will you shut up
If you
already?
like
You're
your
giving me a
plan,
headache. Come
Keep your
on.
plan. If you like your current insurance, you will keep your current insurance. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. If you like your plan, you can keep your plan. If you're happy with what you got, nobody's changing.
I wonder how
it.
Michelle
They're afraid
Obama
of
puts
me
up with this
because I
guy.
outsmart them at the negotiating table, and because I'm a woman who is going to be a seat
Oh,
at that
Lord,
table.
here we
And
go.
that, for me,
Because
is very
I'm a woman,
important.
it's
If Hillary
hard for me to
Clinton
do
had
this, it's
won
hard for me to
and
do
had
that.
sat at the head
Oh
of
my
that table,
gosh, I don't
be
wanna hear
different.
it.
But I'm not yielding. I'm not yielding that. Now, I do believe that none of us is indispensable, but I think I'm the best person for the job, and I won't let the Republican ads, which are just flooding these districts. And I say to the candidates, do whatever you have to do. Just win, baby.
Yeah, say whatever you need to say. Just lie as much as you need to lie and tell everybody, even though they lost their doctors, their plans, and they paid a fortune. In many cases,
That's what the
over
Democrats
100,
do. That's exactly what
200%
Barack
more
Obama did.
without their doctor, without their protections, without their plan, because it was one big pyramid scheme from the get-go.
Yeah, it was.
That's all it was from day one. You like your doctor, you keep your doctor, you keep your plan. No.
Stupid
Now,
cars in
the
bus
one
lane.
thing that the Democrats are trying to do and talk about is health care, which is somewhat bizarre to me because that has not exactly worked out for anybody. What we have is,
think government needs to
the
stay out of
ACA,
healthcare.
which
That
is
should
the
be our own
Obamacare.
business.
What you've lost with
Healthcare
the
should be
ACA
our
is people with
personal,
pre-existing
private
conditions have
business
been
as
paying
American
more. You have
citizens.
higher premiums than they were
Government
paying
needs to
before.
stay out of that.
Many lost the doctors that they
Government
loved,
does not need to be
taxing
concerned about our
Americans who
health.
chose
We should be
not to
concerned
use
about our
it,
health.
which, by the way, the individual mandate with tax, the president has gotten rid of that. Taxing companies who choose not to elect it, paying for what your neighbor needs. It was one big redistribution scheme. Now, if you deal with direct primary care, direct access to doctors, we've talked about health savings accounts, and we've also talked about Atlas MD, Dr. Josh Umber, and Dr. Lee S. Gross. This model now has been duplicated around the country. And what happens is there's no pre-existing condition prejudice at all. If you can afford a cell phone, you can pretty much afford a direct access to your doctor. No insurance, no problem. You pay for what you need, $50 a month for an adult, $10 a month per child. They negotiate directly with the pharmaceuticals, so they have 90 to 95% reduction. If you have high blood pressure, if you have a cholesterol problem, you walk out of the doctor's office with the medicine at a greatly reduced rate than you'd ever pay at any drugstore. It's actually It's now been implemented and is working in over 500 practices around the country. It was pioneered by my friend Dr. Josh Umber. He joins us now, Atlas MD, and Dr. Lee S. Gross, president of Doctors for Patient Care. Am I pretty much explaining it right? Is there anything I'm missing? And I would call this concierge care for every American.
The only problem is, Sean, every time you talk about it, our phones won't stop ringing, and we've got regular patients to see.
Well, you have a lot of them too, right?
We have our own panel there, and yeah, we're full-time family physicians. But no, you nailed it.
Well, I mean, and you have all these patients. Now, the bottom line is, I think most people are like me, and I have friends of mine that are doctors, and friends of mine that will take care of me. Friends of mine that'll take a call at 3 a.m. if I'm not feeling well, which has happened occasionally in my life. And these guys, I pay them and they take my insurance, but they do it as more of a friendship. But this is something every American can have access to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to explain how you're making it work there and how it works for your team exactly.
I think this is like a lot of things, Silicon Valley style, Netflix, Amazon Prime, people, Airbnb, Uber, they want a better product, faster, cheaper, easier. And that's what Dr. Gross and I have done with our respective clinics, is just decrease the paperwork, the headache, the hassle, the middleman, so that now medicines are a penny a pill. Now you can call, text, email your doctor. And now health care with your own private doctor is cheaper than a cell phone.
All right, so this is now implemented. How many places did you get this finally up and running around the country? I don't think you're explaining it in detail enough here. Explain exactly what this service does and how this can be implemented for every American.
Sure. There's over 1,000 doctors doing the direct care model across the country, and it's a flat membership rate based on age. It's insurance free for unlimited home visits, work visits, office visits. You get free telemedicine, so you can call, text, email your doctor. We have no copays for anything. Any procedure we can do in the office is free of charge. Stitches, biopsies, joint injections, ultrasounds, heart monitors, lung monitors, and then wholesale medications and labs for up to 95% savings. I mean, this is a grassroots movement, and patients just need to get out there and let their doctors know that this is a better way to get health care, and they support it. And that's why I think we've seen this grow so much in the last several years.
And what's missing is the fact that it can be duplicated. Now, I don't know the exact complications that might exist in, say, a big city like New York City, 9 million people, or Los Angeles or San Francisco, but in small towns and smaller cities, it is working, Dr. Gross. That's the point.
Yeah, it's working everywhere. What I think people really need to understand is that this is not a decision between the Affordable Care Act. I mean, we want to go down. They're trying to take us down the path of socialized, total government-controlled health care.
That's exactly
at a
what
time
it's all
where
about.
people are able to choose
That's
their
what
health care
Obama tried
decisions
to
based
do.
upon their individual DNA. We're going to take
That's
a
what it was all
one-size-fits-all
about.
approach to health care. It doesn't make any sense. And Democrats don't want their health care chosen by Donald Trump anymore, but Republicans want their health care chosen by Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi.
That's what it's all about.
So, why are we inserting the politicians into health care with a government-controlled health care system when you can have, a better way through a direct primary care relationship?
But this is the thing. This is the failure of Obamacare. You spend billions and billions more, and you get far inferior care because it never really was about the patient. It really was always about redistribution of wealth. And, I can go over, like I did yesterday, all the top numbers. We already have redistribution of wealth in America. You have the top 3% of taxpayers paying the majority of income. 1% pays almost 40%. The top 50% of wage earners pay 97%. So what they've tried to do is, for example, they force the young and generally healthy Americans to buy expensive plans that they didn't need and couldn't afford, and then penalize them if they didn't get the plan, when they would have been better off paying for one checkup a year right out of their own pocket, and also getting a catastrophic plan if, God forbid, they had the accident or got cancer or at a young age, which rarely happens, had a heart attack. Right, Dr. Umber?
Yep, this is a one-size-fits-none model. It's too expensive for young, healthy people, and it doesn't provide the service that older adults need in an affordable, timely way. And so we need to streamline the whole system. The problem is that politicians have always tried to insure everything, but now we're to the point of insuring, medicines that cost a penny a pill. I can get 1,000 hydrochlorothiazide, a blood pressure medicine, for $4.90. So the big box retailers will sell you 90 pills for $10. It's highway robbery. We can do cancer for $6 a month in some cases. The fact is now we just need less insurance. That means health insurances can compete on quality and lower their price. Just like 15 minutes will save you 15% on car insurance, we need to get back to a competitive model where the patients are in control and care is affordable and insurance is just for the big stuff, but the rare stuff. And
where are you with Congress, though? In other words, these are solutions. No insurance, no bureaucrats. Doctors being able to do what they do. They're the innovators in this. Upfront pricing, lower costs, no government meddling. All right, all that's true. How do you get Congress? How many people are in Congress that are supporting your model? I know, for example, Rand Paul and I think Lindsey Graham are two people say, well, block grant the money and then let the states determine how to do it themselves, which would then, I think, open a path for people like you to expand at an even greater level.
Well, all healthcare is local. I mean, that's the important thing. The healthcare should be between you and your doctors. And one thing that's clear is the cavalry is not coming from Washington to save us. Now, if we wait for a solution from Washington, it's not coming. We need doctors and patients to get together and fix this problem themselves. And that's exactly what this movement does, is it eliminates any asking for permission from Washington to take care of our patients.
Yeah. Well, look, I hope that these people in Washington hear you, because it is interesting that every American's worried about their health care, rightly so. Every American's been burned by broken promises, and the fact that the Democrats have this perception that somehow they're the great solution to health care after the Obamacare debacle is laughable to me. But unfortunately, with voters 3 weeks out of an election, that's how some of them feel as I read these polls. So anyway, I really appreciate both of you being with us. Dr. Josh Humbert, Dr. Lee S. Gross, probably one of the defining issues that make people think that Democrats are actually going to help them, and it's not.
No, they're not.
We appreciate your time. 800-941-SEAN is our toll-free telephone number if you want to be a part of the program. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back.
Yeah, I got to take a break myself. I got some stuff to do, so I'll see you guys later.